All right, so we are here to talk about the difference in sexual and asexual life cycles, or reproduction, I should say. They are both types of reproduction, which means they are both taking us from parent to offspring. So those are just some of the ways that they're similar. They both use cell division. Okay. Asexual is going to use mitosis. So things that do asexual reproduction just divide in half, unless it's a bacteria, and then they do binary fission, which is their version of mitosis, since they don't have a nucleus. Sexual is going to rely on meiosis as its type of cell division. Asexual only has one parent. Okay, sexual is going to require two. Sometimes there are things that can self-fertilize. There are some fish that can self-fertilize. There are some plants that can self-fertilize. So technically that's one parent, but you're still getting the two cells, the sperm and the egg. The kids are going to be identical, or they are clones, you could say, of the parent in asexual. So unless there's a mutation in the kid, and I say kid, we're talking like yeast, we're not talking humans. So unless there's a mutation or something, the kids are going to be identical, genetically speaking, to the parent. Whereas here, the offspring, kids, whatever you want to call them, puppies, kittens, whatever, are genetically different than the parent. Because they are a mix of two different parents. So they're not going to be identical to either parent genetically. They're going to be 50-50. This is going to be advantageous. Well, let's do this. This is low energy. It does not require a lot of energy to do asexual reproduction. Sexual requires a lot more energy. More, or we could say high energy. But, so that's the benefit. That's the plus. That's the pro to do an asexual. The drawback is they are not very flexible. And what I mean by that is if their environment changes, they cannot change with it because they are all the same. So if that change requires different genetics and 100% of them have the same genetics, then that whole population is going to go extinct. Sexual, because you have more genes, more genetic variation, they're more adaptable. So they're more able to handle changing environments. So that's the pro here. So they both have pros and cons. But in the majority of species, or the majority of the world of living creatures, sexual are going to outcompete. Life cycle, sexual is going to go from meiosis, which is going to drop the chromosome number for us. It's going to take us from 46 down to 23. Another human's going to do the same thing. Those two 23s are then going to come together in fertilization to bring us back to 46. So sexual life cycles are going to go back and forth between meiosis and fertilization. Meiosis having the chromosome number, fertilization doubling it back up to a diploid number. And so that's what a sexual life cycle is. And I hope that helps. If you've still got questions, let me know.